Welcome back, Battlefield players. I got another commentary for you, this time in 1943. But we're not going to be focusing on the gameplay, we're going to be talking about a bunch of Battlefield 3 news. As some of you know, a few days ago, I released a video that was titled Battlefield 3 News, Tons of Information. And in that article, there was a shit ton of news that came out about Battlefield 3, and I didn't get a chance to elaborate and talk about it. So this commentary is going to be very interesting. We're going to go over every single one. I'm going to kind of give my side of what I think about it, and of course, whatever you guys think, feel free to write in the comments below. With that being said, the article begins with the Battlefield 3 beta. The first bulletin is, the beta will not start at midnight or 00 GMT. Even if the clock just hit September 27th wherever you live, it doesn't necessarily mean the beta will be out. So don't sit in front of your console or computer at like 11:59 and as soon as it turns the 27th you're hoping that the beta will be out, because it will most likely not be there. Moving on, the download size will be 2 to 3 gigs. Now the article does not state which platform is going to have 2 to 3, but I am guessing the consoles will have around the 2 range, and of course since PC will have more memory and data, probably around the 3 range, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's even more. This next one really only relates to the PC gamers, and it states that those who have the alpha must download the beta client. The alpha client cannot be updated, so it's a completely new download for PC players if you have already played the alpha. The next one is no game rank limit during the beta. Go all the way to level 50. That is absolutely insane. I plan on making a lot of videos for the beta, a lot of tutorials, montages, all that good stuff, but there is no way in my mind do I think I'm going to reach the highest level. If anybody does reach the highest level, they definitely get the no life achievement for sure. The next one is preload information coming soon, and the beta was not delayed. Meaning more information on how to actually get into the beta will be coming soon, but it's pretty self-explanatory. And like I mentioned before, a lot of people thought that the beta was delayed because of the Xbox and Gears of War, but they're saying it wasn't delayed. Although in my opinion, I do think that they're just trying to cover it up. So that concludes the Battlefield 3 beta news, but the more interesting is the Battlefield 3 general. The first bullet point states the netcode is completely new and rewritten, meaning I actually have no fucking idea. If you guys know, I'm guessing it has something to do with online, maybe how fast people connect each other, but I honestly have no idea. So if you do know what that means, please let me know in the comments below. So let's move on to the next one, which is players cannot join a squad if their team is full, to prevent battle lock groups from getting split. I'm not exactly sure what this means, because in Bad Company 2, if I join a full match and my buddy is on my team but he's not in my squad and I still have room, I can send him an invite and he will be in my squad. So, if you know what this means, please let me know in the comments below, because I have no idea and I find it very interesting. But not as interesting as vehicles will begin to heal themselves after 10 to 15 seconds. This is a server setting. Personally, I don't even know why the hell this is in the game. It makes zero sense to me. It is eliminating the role of the engineer class, because you don't need a repair tool, your vehicle will magically regenerate health. Who is this really targeted for? Luckily, it is a server setting, and I'm also wondering, is there going to be a little switch that says vehicle health regeneration on or off? And it also says vehicles will only begin to regenerate if their health is under 75%. That does not make the situation better at all. Matter of fact, I would understand if it regenerated from 95 to 100, but if you're at like 5% health and it regenerates all the way up to 100, that is pretty fucked up. I'm going to stay as far as I possibly can away from that. And I really hope it's not some default server setting that in core all vehicles regenerate, because we can all very easily abuse that. If I'm in a chopper and I get hit by an AA a few times and I'm under 75% health and my vehicle just starts regenerating health after 15 seconds while I'm still flying around, there will be hell to pay. Everyone will use that to their advantage and it will be extremely annoying. So once again, that is pretty stupid, but let's move on. Unlocks are class restricted. You can't put a sniper scope on a support gun. I have no problem with this, it makes sense, but I would like to put a sniper scope on a support gun just to have a funny looking gun. It would be a piece of shit because it would be extremely inaccurate, but I wouldn't mind running around with that. And that's going to lead us to the next topic, which is Operation Metro has been better balanced. Now, I've played the alpha quite a bit, and I can say as the attackers on some of the NCOM stations it is very difficult. So I can't wait to play the beta and see what the new changes are. For example, now, even in the article it says there are 2 knife animations, behind and on the ground, because in the alpha, you would magically pick him up and just stab him in the back if he was laying him prone. Sadly, a knife attack on your player cannot be countered. This was one of my biggest wishes for Battlefield 3, that if somebody comes behind me and tries to knife me, I can counter it. Or better yet, we get into some epic knife fight where we have to press a button really fast and the person who presses it the fastest wins the knife battle and gets the tags. But hold on, what the fuck? Did you see that lame ass tank flip? No. We don't do lame tank flips in 1943 on BirdManCinema. Check this one out. Now that is how we do it on BirdManCinema. And yes, we can't counter the knife, it is a big shame, but we need to move on. The hand grenades cannot be held to make the detonation time quicker, known as cooking. Personally, I couldn't care less because I'm used to Bad Company 2, where you can't cook the grenade anyways, so it's not a big deal and everyone can live with it. This next one I need to explain a little bit more. On Enter Battlefield 3, it stated friendly fire is set on by default. It can be turned off in the server setting. This raised a lot of questions in the Battlefield community, whether core will have friendly fire on as well, but it turns out it was a misunderstanding. Friendly fire is off by default, on by default in hardcore. So if you do play core, you will not have friendly fire. If you play hardcore, you will have friendly fire. The best information in the entire article for me is the fact that Caspian Border is not the biggest map. This is the best news I have heard in a very long time. For me, I love giant maps, and all hardcore Battlefield players should if they're used to playing Battlefield 2, where the maps are bigger than any map we have ever seen in Bad Company. That being said, there is also some bad news. The jets do not have bombs. There are multiple ways of looking at this. First being, if you're on ground, you don't have to worry about a jet dropping a load on you. But it was very fun in 1943 and Battlefield 2 to drop bombs from your plane, and it took a very large amount of skill to do it well. I don't really mind, but it would have been nice to see them return. A sad part of the article is that there will be no weather or time changes during a multiplayer game. It was rumored a long time ago that during a multiplayer match, it could maybe start raining or doing some kind of weather change, but that has been shut down. It will not be happening in Battlefield 3. Hopefully we'll see it in future installments. Finally, there has been no word on a battle recorder / game recorder. I think it's kind of out of the question by now, considering there's only a month and a half left, but we have to keep our hopes high, and maybe they're going to surprise us like a week or two before the game comes out. And if you are unaware what a battle recorder is, it's basically a theater mode for Battlefield. With all that being said, that is concluding this commentary. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but most importantly, learned something. I know I went over some topics that were pretty old, but I wanted to elaborate on it. And make sure if you actually found this video very informative, you leave a thumbs up because I did work very hard on it. And don't forget, Battlefield 3 beta coming out on September 27th, and there will be tons of Battlefield 3 content on this channel, so be sure to subscribe to be informed. I will see you all very soon. Peace out.